Okay, back. All right, we need to make a map. Let me remember how that worked. It was, I made a little local lambda. Let's try that super quick. I want to see what that does. What would it be like? HFlow window. Oh yeah. Let me nuke this. I think we just need a function that returns an element. Oh yeah, this was weird. If I remember right, the docs are kinda off. It was like, you had to do text, I think? I don't think window is what I want. Yeah, the docs need to be updated some. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so I know what that does now. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Then let's see, let's look more. So I think really you just want like a border. You can do separators. You have gauges for like your hit points. Yeah, you know what? Let's throw one in there. Yeah. So for HP instead of HP, we can do decimal gauge, right? No. I am a professional writer. 0.5. I think you can just tack it on as a thing after. Oh, let's just get rid of that. Okay, yeah, so you can do a gauge. Let's make it take up the full screen or the full width. I think you just do flex. No, it's not flex. Something like that. Flex grow. But I think you had to do a modifier on it, otherwise it would grow. Yeah. X flex grow, that's what it was. Weird. Might have to come after. Nope, still don't work. We'll have to see what they do. Man, it did once before. Oh, I better know what's going on. Man, I really like this API. If that works, then amazing. I love it. I love that API. Okay, cool. All right, so that gets me that. Now we just need a map. Just need to get like a little map like here. Good to go. Can she like, no, Rogue. Have you ever seen those Rogue games? They're like old school text-only games. Let me load one up for you real quick. NetHack. Yeah, so like this. Yeah, this is you. That's like a pet. This is an enemy. That's like some water. You kind of move around. So I killed a little enemy, then it dropped something. I don't know how to get out of this. Help! It's worth the VI. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress is like the pinnacle of that style. And then there's another game that is Moonring. Totally free game. You can get it off Steam or itch.io, and apparently it's there we go. It's a free game. It's very much in the roguelike style, but I'm basically getting a lot of inspiration from this game. So this is like same concept, same sort of idea, but with way better graphics. Let's go fight those guys. Okay, then I can enter it. So I can hunt these guys. I think this is gonna kill me. Oh yeah. Oops, yeah, this is gonna kill me. Alright, got it. And there you go. So Moonring is probably closer to the inspiration than, say, Dwarf Fortress. Okay, gotta get that map going. Alright, so we need to have this guy return probably an element. So let's make a map function. And let's go look at there's that one really great example. Renderer. Ah, yeah. This is what we gotta do. Okay. We do map is a renderer. It shouldn't take anything but a lambda. Yep. And then we should just... Yeah, let's just return... Alright, let's see if that works. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, Moonring is nice. If you're into that kind of game, you should go check it out. And here I can drop you a link to the itch.io page, or you can get off Steam. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it's free. People are like, "Why can't I pay you for this?" That's how good it is. No, not really. I have some ideas for how to do the lore. I kind of want to make, I made a joke a while back, where it's a dungeon crawler, and you have to defeat a demon at the bottom, right? You know, classic rogue, go to the bottom. But the demon's name is, the Demon Atize. And then you make the whole game just incredibly offensive so that anyone who tries to play it on YouTube gets demonetized. So the demonetized. But I think that's too much dad joke for most people. Way too much dad joke. Now remember, there's some issues with returning text from a renderer, but we will see. Okay, so if that works, we just have to then have it do... Oh yeah, that's probably what was happening. Oh yeah, we need renderer from somewhere. I actually teach people Python. And I have sort of decided that I'm going to teach people C++ for game development because it is incredibly easy to make any kind of game you want. And it's actually not much harder than Python. And the purpose is for it to sort of replace... here, I can give you this. I have a C course where I teach people C, but I'm kind of sort of against all the corporate bullshit I've been sort of... I teach people how to code. I don't really focus on like whether they get a job or not. I try to teach them the core of like what it means to be a programmer. But I think nowadays people are much more interested in making games. Games are more fun, and you can make any kind of game you want in C++. Everything from you can go full Unreal Engine, no problem, down to crafting your own game engine using OpenGL. Or like what I'm doing, like lo-fi, simple stuff that's fun. And I'm also finding that like... I mean, obviously I'm different. I teach people Python and I know tons of languages, but it's not much harder than Python, but it has a lot less restrictions. Yeah, like C++ has been around for so long that it's rock solid. It has a megaton of built-in things. You know? Yeah. It's sort of like you can sort of just learn so much about programming or game development or kind of anything. And you don't really need much. The other thing that I'm liking about C++ is nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody cares necessarily what I make with it, how I make with it. It's not like people aren't coming and going like, well, will this get me a job? They learn C++ because they really want to. You know, if you did finance, you could totally learn programming. Like, you can learn the basics of it. I mean, not the basics of it, but you can learn all that advanced stuff, you know. You're like lamenting the fact you didn't really get into the algorithms and stuff. A lot of that is learnable, especially if you did more computational finance. I actually went to business school too, but I studied computer information systems, so it was completely useless. I didn't learn a damn thing in business school. But if you know finance and you're doing computational finance, these days a lot of computer science is linear algebra and like all the AI stuff, all the data science stuff, it's all statistics, it's all linear algebra. I would say it has more to do with finance-oriented math than it does with, say, algorithms. Oh, there's no renderer. Oh, I'm in the wrong window. Yeah, so anyways, why C++? Because nobody cares about C++. So you are free to do whatever you want. Nobody will ever give you shit for making a new project, because nobody's making new projects for it. Nobody will ever yell at you because you have too many unsafe words. Nobody will, like, most people don't even care. They only care that your game is fun. You know, the thing you made is cool. It's not like people are dipping into your code and going, oh, this is JavaScript. I don't want to use JavaScript. And so it's kind of refreshing, you know. And then from an educational standpoint, it teaches all the important things that I think people need to learn, like compiled languages and memory management and how things crash. You shouldn't need to deal with that, but if you learn those things, it really makes any other language so much easier. But unlike C, it has a lot of really nice modern conveniences. So you learn all the lessons you learned from C, but with less of the bullshit. Right? You learn C++, you still learn how to manage memory and still how to delete and how to do all the stuff and how to do compilations and how to deal with libraries and make files, but you get like a vector class and, you know, automatic memory management and POSIX regular expressions, like everything's there now. And really good libraries, like the quality. Like this FTX UI is easily the best GUI library I've ever used. Like I'm getting that whole GUI you see there with this. Like this is like HTML and CSS, like kind of nicer. It's extremely well designed. Alright, so how do we get renderer? Is it render or renderer? Where is this from? What is your header file? Component. Component? No. Yes, that's where it's from. And let's make these official. You know, you most likely have all the background you need. If you spend all day coding in Excel, using Excel, you most likely learned a lot of basic calculus, economics. Like if I'm thinking of what I had to learn, you probably have everything you need. Like honestly, it's just a matter of sitting down. I would say maybe learn Python, whatever you're interested in. So learn Python first. Big thing is type in all the code, get code working. It's all about getting code to work. Then move on to after Python, I would say maybe JavaScript, but you could also jump into C. If there's a particular interest you have, you could go Lua and then go make a game with like Love 2D. That Moonring game was in Love 2D. You know, keeping it simple. One of the reasons why I'm doing this game, simple. You can make very cool games with very little. People kind of don't give a shit about graphics anymore. Yeah, Love 2D. I'm really worried one day I'm going to type in some porn site. Like, get it wrong. Here, porn. Ah, shit. So that's using a fantastic language called Lua. Very easy to learn. Roblox uses a version of it. So if you know Python, you can learn Lua in no time. Lua is also like way better designed than Python. Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing with graphics, you know, hey, it's really cool if you have a game with like insanely good graphics, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, Elden Ring, those things. But I think people are really they really care more about the fun, the mechanics, the style, the feeling, right? So I think games have sort of like swung away from everything must be AAA or I think it's garbage to how does this game entertain me, show me something, make me feel something, right? And so games like Dwarf Fortress are succeeding really well now because people are kind of like, oh, well, this is enough graphics for me to understand what's going on. There you go. So that's part of the reason why I feel now it's possible to learn to make games, but also teach people games, because I can be like, look, you don't got to make a AAA video game. People will be and will enjoy any kind of cool thing you make. So make a bunch of little cool things, a bunch of shitty little games until you get better, right? Make the one that's in your brain. All right, let's see what we got. So there's component. Let's see if that builds. Almost. So I think you don't call it. You just put it in there. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. Now, do we get a map of some kind? Something. Okay, closer. And let's do order. Okay, so it's not actually rendering. We'll have to see why that is. That's kind of more what I want. Each thing is sort of like its own little component. That's weird. I don't remember doing it that way, but okay. Yeah. Yeah, I seem to remember I could just render it and then return it. Okay, let's try it again. It's a capital R. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like that's what you do. I have to go look up there's an example where they did what I want a bit more closely. Maybe it's just map. Trying to kind of do it from memory to confirm I understand the UI. But I should go look it up. I got it right. That's a good design that a library is well designed. And you can sort of intuit how it should look. Okay, so we have a way to render a map. Now, can we make a border and then fill it? have to do loop. Might be something. Right, modals. Yeah, it has like everything you need. It's so good. Okay, so let's look for... Yeah, we kind of want to do something like that. So let's look for examples. Maybe dbox. Yeah, I think we just want I think it's just a border. No, it's not that. They just have a basic box. Yeah, so that's your basic box. Let's look at border. I believe was a single thing. Yeah, it's either component or container or box. No, it's not a component. That's like a organization. Canvas, maybe? Oh, wow. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Damn, that might be what we want. Okay, what file are you in? Alright, so we need to find out where that is. Let's just see if we can make one. Let's say it's going to be a 20 by 20 canvas. Yeah, so I'm betting so I think actually, hold up. Yeah, because we need to draw in it every time through. Okay, so the canvas is something else that doesn't seem to actually work like everything else. All right. All right, let me just... Okay, make a canvas. Yeah, I'm guessing you just don't need the renderer. Okay, so let's just prototype it with the map. I kind of add some stuff there. DOM elements. Yep, we got it. Okay, map dot. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's do that. Just something simple. Let's see if that works. All right, and then what's that get me? Nothing. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a render method. Yeah. Alright, so this is my only complaint about it. One, the docs need to be updated, and two, stuff is not consistent. Like, some things have render, some things don't. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning behind it is, but... Oh, that's what we want right there. Yeah, it's not render that. Alright, so it looks like you can't put a canvas inside a thing. Alright, just really quick. I just... confirm this actually works. Yeah, totally. That's totally what we want. Okay. So for some reason, the canvas is not a component, which is just stupid. Like, that's like the exact thing you want to do. All right, so I got to figure out how can we put a canvas in there, and then we can draw whatever we want. But it could also just be that I'm overthinking things. Yeah, let me look at what window does. No, it's not a window. I gotta find out why the sound drops all the time. Yeah, so my dream is you do this. Okay, and then map is some kind of component. Let's get back to that real quick. Right, confirm that works. That works. All right. Can we just... Yeah, we can set the pixel. Image. Okay, image. That might be what we need. We want for dimensions. Let's do 20 by 20. So then I think we can just do... Alright, and then the pixel. Alright, see if that works. Alright, where's image defined? Alright, they need the header files, man. I don't know why these automated document generators don't do this, but this is just, it's like so stupid. Okay, FTX UI screen. Okay. Right, let's try that. Man, it's just too bad that the hell are you talking about? It's like right here. FTX UI screen image. Is it weird and it's like not in the includes? Or is it... Oh, that's right. They were like stripping things, I think, that didn't work. Yeah, see? It's not there. God damn it. Why? What a load of crap. Okay, so why would you have docs for something that isn't actually available? That's so stupid. And you can't include Canvas because I'm not sure why Canvas just doesn't do what you want it to. Alright, to the code. Now let's go look in. Alright, so this must be a new thing. No, it's for 5.0. Let's look at their GitHub project. Is literally in this source code, and for some reason when the one that I download doesn't have it, that's like infuriating. And this is all like a year old, so like why would the one I download? Wow. let's look at subprojects. I want the wrap file. There it is. Yeah, it's grabbing 5.1. So what the hell are they doing? Why no Rust? Why do you care? Why should I use Rust? Yeah, I gotta grab this file. If Mason is ripping this out and like deleting that file, somebody needs a punch in the face. Let me do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Curl-lo. WD-40. Rust is better. Why is Rust better? Yeah, okay, so this is something that's documented, but it's not actually distributed in the source files. I don't know why. So, that's dumb. So the distribution that you download off of FTX UI's Git repo doesn't have that file at all. Alright, so I can't use image. Fine. I just want to draw a pixel. I just want to draw. See, here's the thing with Rust, right? I teach people who know nothing how to code. And Rust is so hard to learn that people who are like deep professionals like me have a problem learning it. So the learning curve on Rust is massive. The other problem with Rust, for what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to teach people how to use compiled languages that have problems, is that Rust tries to eliminate a lot of the problems with their complexity. So if you worry about that kind of thing, you want something that's very stable, sure, Rust is great. But if you want to learn how to deal with those problems so that the things Rust are fixing make sense, then you kind of have to start with a language like C or C++. It has a bit of a learning curve, but it's not as high as Rust. Rust has got a lot. So far, I'm finding with C++, it's pretty straightforward. It's got all the stuff that you need. It's got pretty straightforward build tools, lots of cool stuff you can do with it. Yeah, it's not much harder than trying to learn C. It's a bit easier than C. I would say it's harder than Python, not nearly as hard as Rust. Probably a bit harder than Go, but maybe about the same. Maybe on the same level as a Zig or Crystal, any of those others. But if your goal is to go and teach people how to deal with basically bullshit problems that you run into all the time, like having to get the library to compile, or how you have crashes, which you still get in any language, right? And C++ is kind of the best for that purpose, because you have a lot of modern conveniences, but still the things you need to learn, right? And then, as I said before, the other reason to do C++ is because like nobody gives a shit what I make in C++, right? Do you remember that guy who made that Rust web framework? What was that called? What was that one? Actics. Right? Okay, so this dude made this great web framework that consistently beat the pants off of everyone. And how did the Rust community thank him? They harassed him for using unsafe too much until he basically gave up and ran off. C++, the most I might get is people are like, why do you write your variables without an M in front? That's about it. Nobody gives a shit what you make in C++. Total freedom. Make whatever the hell you want. Yeah, but why is Axum better? Because a bunch of people went apeshit on some poor dude and made him suffer for using a word wrong? Like, that's toxic as fuck, man. Just let people make their things. Let them do the kind of cool stuff they want to make. Have their fun. No reason to shit on people because they use the wrong words and stuff, right? Roguish builder. Alright, so we're stuck with just trying to find an elegant way. And I'll also put forward that if the reason to use a language is because you feel that it's better, right? Then you got every right to go and use it. Go make your own thing. But if somebody else is not using it, then it's kind of wrong to go around and tell them you shouldn't be using that. You should be using this. A better way to do it is come in and go, hey, did you know that someone wrote this really slick game engine you might like? Right? It's in Rust. Go try it out. So that would be the way you would say you would do it. Or if I was like making a website, you could say, hey, you should check out this really cool thing that somebody made. But if you're running around shaming people because they're not using your favorite language, there's this word I like. Starting to call people, a certain type of people, pick-me programmers. You ever hear about the pick-me? Pick-me's are people who are like, they do things only because they want other people to approve of them or pick them. Pick me. I'm such a good programmer. I did all the right things and defended the programming language. Right? So pick me programmers. They choose things not because that's the most interesting thing or it's good to use or good for the problem. They choose it because they hope somebody in charge will pick them. You're a good programmer for choosing Rust. You're a good programmer for using Python. And to me, I'm like, nah, I want to use whatever the fuck I want. I want to make cool shit. Use any language. Maybe next week I'll use Rust. Right now, I'm using C++. Also, Rust doesn't have this very sweet GUI library. This GUI library is fantastic. Even though it's text only, it's so good. No, I'm not angry. But, you know, I gotta say, man, if you're gonna roll in and be like, why aren't you using Rust? Well, I don't know. Why you keep picking Rust? It's not the right solution. If you're picking it just because other people say it's good, maybe go evaluate it. Try it out on some stuff. Read some counter arguments. Not really. No. Trust me, I don't defend any languages. They're all garbage, man. All of them are garbage. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing to think about it. I don't even think it's cultish, right? Because you can be really into a language and really love it. And I think that's great. If you love it, right? But if you're going around advocating or using it just so that somebody in a position of power or in charge or to join the crew, you're just doing it because you want people to pick you, right? Pick me, I'm a good programmer. See. And to me, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of want to use things because I want to use them, not because other people think they're great. And so, no, I'm not angry at all. Like, and I'm not defending C++. Trust me, C++ has its issues. But that's also one of the reasons why I'm picking C++. Because I'm trying to teach people about these issues. These issues show up in every language. They're in Rust, they're in Zig, they're just, if it's a compiled language, you run into these things. Now, newer languages work around them, but if you understand why or how the C++ has these problems, then you understand more about what Rust is trying to fix, or Zig is trying to fix, or Go is trying to fix. Yeah, see, it's sort of like, now keep in mind, in every profession, like if you go and talk to a guitarist, they're Gibson Fender, right? They don't think about guitars as like, oh, this one gives me a particular sound or a particular feel, right? If you go and talk to people who do woodworking, they're like, oh, I'm a Makita saw guy. You know, there's always people like that. But I think the term for those guys is not that that if they're out there advocating for it hard and shaming anyone who doesn't use their favorite, I'm like, yeah, that's a pick-me. You know, pick-me is somebody who's like, I use Fender, so that way other people who use Fender will like me. Not because it's the best guitar for what I like to play. And I think the only place where I haven't found that too much is painting. I think artists just kind of they don't really give a shit about the tools as much. You know, they've got their paints and they only care about the canvas, I think is about the only thing. PHP isn't a choice, it's a crime. Not really, man. I mean, Facebook is worth, what, $3 trillion and it's like all PHP? It's like PHP and then their own compiler. PHP gets shit done. People may not like the language, may not like the design, but you can't argue with the impact. PHP gets shit done. And C++, like think about it. I bet every AAA game you play is written in C++. Like as much as people shit on C++, it gets shit done, right? And I think that's something that's missing in Rust. They got to get out of this attitude of we're protecting people from doing something bad and get into the attitude of how do we help them get shit done and avoid that problem. All right, let's get to where we can draw a goddamn pixel on the screen. Okay, we can't do image because apparently they don't have that in the actual code. It's only documented. We can't do box. We don't have a screen yet. Like, am I literally just gonna like make a freaking blob of text and then output it? Let me look a little bit more. See, if we could do canvas, canvas would be amazing. It has everything you need. But you can't get the canvas to work in there. Let's look at examples real quick. Canvas animated. What the hell, dude? Like, this dude is literally... No, that's not it. Where'd it go? There. Yeah. This is what I need. Okay, so what is he doing here? All right, he's moving the memory. Okay, he moves the RAM out. Yeah, this is what I need, this. So you make a canvas, you draw your stuff. What is that? Where is that coming from? Where's that coming from? It must be in one of these. Yeah, maybe there. Okay, so let's grab this. And then let's take and we'll just confirm that that works, because, you know, we keep running into code that's actually not in there. Sure. All right, if that works, then we might have the solution. Well, all right, so let's see. By the way, I have no problem with you debating. So keep in mind, like if I'm a little like passionate about bullshit, it's only because I constantly run into people who get very derailed, and I try to help them out. So just remember, right? But you have to think in terms of, it's not that because Facebook uses it, it's a good language, right? I'm saying that Facebook is not stupid. So if PHP wasn't accomplishing their goals, they would nuke it from orbit, right? So the fact that they do keep it around, they keep using it, says that it has something. You may disagree with the syntax, you may disagree with what it does, but there is something there. And that really what you should be doing is go and try it. You'll find out what makes PHP so successful, right? Because a lot of things about it are very good, very positive. And then I think one of the other things that people don't understand about PHP that kind of makes it an example language that other projects should follow is that they're very democratically run. Like every feature they do, the actual community, not just like some core group of dudes who want to do whatever they want to do, the whole community votes on what's the next thing to work on. Right? So that's something that you don't get from a lot of languages that I think would really help. And then, really the other thing I would point out is whether a language is used by a company or not doesn't matter, then why is it that when a language like Rust gets picked up by some company, people are raving about it? So it's kind of hypocritical to say, oh, just because Facebook uses a language doesn't make it good. Oh, but hey, this other company's using Rust. It's great. It's in the Linux kernel. It's great. Kind of got to pick one or the other, right? Not really, no. They've actually invested money in creating compilers for it. And they know that it makes it effective. And they use it. They use a lot of other things too. They also use a lot of JavaScript and stuff. I'm serious, man. You should actually go try PHP. Like, make something with it. It has a lot of positive things to it. But keep in mind, I'm not saying it's fantastic. I'm just saying, shitting on it, it sort of ignores reality and actually what's happening in the world, which is like a lot of people make a lot of really great shit with it. So if it's making a lot of good stuff, there's got to be something there. There's got to be a reason. Yeah. Yeah, Carbon is interesting. I'm kind of curious about that too. That's the Google thing, right? Yeah, this. I've been meaning to check it out. But keep in mind, I'm a big proponent of trying what you like. If you love Rust, use it. Use your Rust, man. Make stuff with it. But for my purpose, I'm trying to teach people to make, but learn the problems with compiled languages, which is like memory crashes and bullshit library stuff and things like what you see me dealing with, right? And then 2, to make games. And if you go and you look, C++ and C# are like the kings of making games, and Lua. So if my combined goal is teach people compiled languages in sort of a fun environment, C++ kind of wins that. If I was going to focus on making games, yes, I'm literally teaching people how to deal with memory leaks, because you have that in every language. Every language will run into that, right? There's all sorts of ways to cause memory leaks in a lot of languages. Memory crashes, and when things go really wrong, that's kind of literally the thing you have to deal with the most. When you have like those insane crashes, yeah, but then you say memory's safe, but you don't know why it's safe, right? Like, I'm serious. If you go and you like use C or C++ a little bit, get a good understanding of it, then when you go to use something like Rust, a lot of the stuff that Rust is giving you makes a hell of a lot more sense. But if you just try to use Rust, a lot of what you'll see is people cargo cult programming it, right? Without an understanding of how those things actually work or what they do. And also, like, you got to think about the concept of making somebody an independent learner, right? So I want to create a bunch of people who can go make their own things. And one of the ways you do that, where did that example go? Is you teach them kind of the old style of stuff. So that way they kind of know where everything comes from. And you teach them things that give them kind of freedom to express themselves. C++ is a good language for that. When you learn C++, you can go on and learn Rust. It's pretty easy. You learn Zig, you can learn Go. You know, from Rust, you can go, or from C++, you can learn all kinds of things. I think another thing that somebody pointed out to me, they sent me an email. They're like, you know, the thing that you might get from Rust, I mean from C++ that is an advantage in teaching programming is that it has every concept you need to learn. It's got functional stuff, it's got object-oriented stuff, it's got compiled language stuff, memory problems, like everything you need to learn in any other language is in C++. All right, let's make that. Let's make this go here. All right, we're going to make this garbage happen. If we can do this, then we can probably get our thing up. Hey, look at that success. All right, I knew we could do that. I just don't understand where this is coming from. I got to find that. And why do you need that when you have this? So that must be a component similar to gauge and canvas. So let's go look for that. And then can I, yeah, you know, ace attack, that's exactly kind of what I was talking about, right? Like, if you think about like English, right? English as a language. One of the reasons why English is so screwed up is because back around, I think around the 1500s, they started adding a bunch of Latin. And so if you understand like some basic Latin, you kind of understand like how it works in English, but in all sorts of other languages, right? But no one would ever actually speak Latin, right? So my thinking with a lot of people, like, you know, look, you go and you learn some basic C++. Yeah, do that. Then everything you might do in Zig and Rust and Go makes a hell of a lot more sense, and you also appreciate it more. Okay, where the fuck is this defined? Yeah, it's just one of these components. It's in the DOM. Okay. Okay, so there is a canvas component, a canvas element that you can call that can take a canvas. Okay, now I understand. Let's get rid of that. We now have ourselves a canvas to draw on. Let's go get rid of this guy. Ah, I have canvas up. Man, you can do a lot of cool stuff. You can like draw circles and stuff. Hmm. Alright, so let's try this. We're going to... Let's make a dude. Okay. Now drawing this way is probably going to be super irritating, but let's see. P dot character equals that. And then we're going to do... Let's do an explosion around him. Point, circle, filled, okay. Probably do it here and see if he ends up in the center. So draw point, circle, filled. Draw point, circle, filled. And we're going to say it's, oh, let's put this at around, say, like 50-50. And then point, circle, filled 50-50 with a radius of 10. Alright, so in theory, that would make what could look like an explosion, right? And then there's a person in the center. Okay, see how that works. Yeah, that's pretty slick. I can see a lot of things you can do with this. Okay, so it does overwrite anyone in the center, but that's nice. Yeah, this library is very good. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's move the character over to 80. Okay, so it's not drawing the person yet. Let's just cut this out. I wonder if we have to set the foreground background. Yeah, so 80 might be too far out, actually. Let's do it at 50-50. Oh, where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. You'd think 80-80 would be there, but maybe not. Okay, so that's not being drawn, but it's closer. Yeah, let's try it out. Let's see what we've got. Foreground color. Yeah, weird. Doesn't actually draw any pixels. Let's nuke this. As soon as we can get this to draw a little character, I think we got it. Yeah, it's just not drawing it. Okay. But see, I don't think that's actually going to change. There's got to be a set pixel. Yeah, I'm misunderstanding how that works. Draw pixel. There we go. Okay. We can also just do draw text with color. Yeah, that's probably closer to what you want. Okay, so let's draw pixel. Yeah, okay. I'll just grab it like that. You know, in theory, I could do this. Character equals that, and foreground color equals color blue. That should work. Almost. Oh, I need an XY. Let's do 50, 50, yes. Man, this library is hot. Ah, this bullshit again. $10, this isn't actually in the code. Why are the docs referencing shit that's not actually in the code? It's just dumb. Alright, I guess we draw text. Okay, it's effectively the same as what I'm doing. If it doesn't have draw text, then what the hell? Success. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the start of a game. I can actually draw on a canvas. That's awesome. Yeah, just got to work on sizing and things like that. Okay, so let's... that's actually pretty cool. That canvas is pretty nice. And I think you can just change, like, think if you do that. It's missing code, so I might see if I can contact the people who created it and be like, you know, I think I follow Arthur on Twitter and be like, hey, there's these functions that are missing that are supposed to be in 5.0. Where'd they go? Yeah, that's actually really cool. Because you could do something like this. You could have it like, let's say you have a light. And, do 9. Can you pass in a color? Yeah, so you can just pass a color. So I could probably do like... like that, right? Yeah, so your character has a light. And they're kind of walking around and it just renders the light around them and then renders the objects. So you draw the light and then the window, like, or the walls are like there. And then this is always floor. Yeah. I think that's cool. Okay, so now I kind of understand it. You have a canvas class, you do stuff to the canvas class, and then you give it to a canvas component that's, I believe it's in the DOM. And it knows how to render itself inside here. So the only kind of weirdness is you have to, when you create it, move it into here. Now, I'm kind of curious if I can pull this out. If I put it up there, can I keep reusing it? Can you just keep drawing on it over and over? If you could do that, then you could sort of like have something else draw the canvas. Right, so you don't need to do canvas move. Let's just do this. But if you got to move it, I mean, it's probably not too big of a hit. It's not like this is like a... Yeah, okay, so that works. So you only need to move because this is a function and it'll go out of scope if you don't do it. All right, let's get some kind of map drawn. So then in theory, you can do this. So let's make a little map. We're not going to do the circle. Let's do what's the goddamn syntax? Yeah, something like this. So I'm going to do like, let's do like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, let's do ASCII art and then I'll make sure it shows up. Okay, we're going to do like a little room. And then we're going to do this. Okay, got a little room. It's going to be 0. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay. Now I don't think it does. So I'm pretty sure we gotta go line by line. But let's see if it handles new lines. Okay, so if it renders the new lines, I mean, I most likely wouldn't use it. I'd probably have to do an array of strings, or just basically an array of characters. Yeah, all right, we'll just try to get this to run that. Oh. Man. I need more coffee. Let's do tiles. Dude, I cannot code right now. Unbelievable. And then we're going to draw text. All right, there we go. Oh no, not that. We want to do that. We're going to put him at... This is going to be... Let's put him like up there. So that's 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And 0, 1, 2, 3. 3, 3. And then we'll draw text from 0, 0. And I think we can just do that. Okay. It's a bit closer. Okay, close. There we go. Oh, hold on. What's the error there? Oops, oops. Really? Oh, it's because it's const? Weird, okay. It's right there. Like literally right there. Is this another function that doesn't exist? Wait, does it still... Do I still have like 3 integers for some dumb reason? Of course. That's the wrong one. Of course. Okay, we're gonna get a little map up. Okay, almost. Okay, so why is the canvas... Yeah, I think because it has new lines, it doesn't actually work. So let's get rid of the new lines. It won't look right. We'll change that to an array of strings. Then for loop it. Okay, so the canvas coordinates seem to be... Seriously. Okay. So canvas coordinates are like the whole damn screen. That's so dumb. Alright, so we need to know like the bounding box of that right-hand component. Okay, so for the most part that's kind of working. Oh, is it? Oh my god, you gotta be shitting me, dude. Okay, so we're gonna do... I think this. Alright, we're gonna make a terrible little map like this. What in the hell is going on? This is so dumb. There we go. Not sure why Vim just shit the bed, but that's alright. Alright. Oh, that's right. No, that won't work at all. Yeah, we're gonna hack this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, X is going to stay the same, but Y will be plus I, comma, tiles I. And that'll draw that box, which I could just do with like one function call to their draw thing, but I'm trying to build kind of a map. And then I don't want this to be const, actually. We're going to modify it. Okay, cool. I probably want to switch that to the C++ array so we can change it, but... Okay, closer. Length or size? Forget which. What? I think those are backwards. To the reference. No, I'm correct. Standard string, size is 6. Length in tiles. Ah, okay, so that's wrong. Which is of non-class type. Is it just a variable? Okay. Do you have length or is it size? Size. I thought they did like multiple ones. Is it a function? That's one thing they need to change on CPP reference. Dear Lord. Did I just like lose all my skills in like 2 seconds? It is right here. This right here. I can't call that for some dumb reason. Like it's a part of a non-member. What in the hell is going on? Oh, you know what? Yeah. See, I got that shit. I was making an array of arrays. Well, how the hell did that even compile? How in the hell did that even compile? Weird. Okay. All right. Now it's still putting them in the wrong space. I'm not sure why it's doing this, because I have clearly said increment it by 1, so it should be blah, 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 blah. But we're getting closer. Yeah, so that's X. Y should go up by 1. So there'll be 6 lines that are printed for some weird reason. It's not actually doing that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So 0 through 5. Okay, so let's get this off. So it's only the bottom. Why? Why do you not draw the top? Let's just do the 2. Okay, that works. What the hell? They have some kind of like cursor you have to move. What the hell? What? This is incredibly weird. We're gonna do this manually. I'm guessing, yeah, but that makes no sense at all, right? So are they actually treating it like each pixel is actually... But then why would draw text do that? I mean, that's kind of cool because it's sort of more sophisticated, but that would need to be documented. I mean, that is really cool that they're calculating the text height and then converting it into some kind of pixels, but also very weird. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Oh, so this is Lambda syntax. This captures the context that the Lambda's in, so that you have access to this. So if I get rid of it, we'll have an error that... I believe we'll get an error that these don't exist. So here, I'll run it for you. Actually, we'll do it over here. Hey, Marex, how you doing, man? Yeah, so see, you get this error. C is not captured. So in the new Lambda syntax is really nice. You do these anonymous functions, they're full closures, everything, right? So to tell it to make it a closure, you throw the ampersand in. The way to think about it is it's like the reference. So when you do, like if I made a function, so like that, you have a reference. So you think about it the same way. The Lambda receives a reference to the context. And there's additional things you can do. I believe you can also put the parameters there, so the Lambda can take parameters. I think. I have to look up, or maybe it's here. I would have to look it up. It's like I learned it and then the only thing I ever do is this. Okay, so we gotta go look at the docs. Draw text. So what is the coordinate system? That's the thing that I think I don't understand. A cell is a 2x4 braille dot. So it's literally drawing like dots and calculating how to do each one. Yeah, okay. This may not be the thing we need to use. So if that's the case, then this is going to be a 50. No. $58, 62, 64, and then 68. That's kind of cool, but also I'm not sure how to wrap my head around that. Interesting. So this means that you could, with their drawing context, you can get kind of more sophisticated with it. Because you could position things, you can like draw additional dots that sort of like don't match up. So it will let you kind of like, if you wanted, you could draw a circle like that. Because it's going to be like in between the dots and the components. Okay, very weird. Not sure how I feel about that, but now that we know what the math is. So a cell is a 2x4, which means we go up by 2 and by 4. So I times 4. Yeah, see, and this sort of makes me think like if you had a graphic backend, everything's ready to go. It literally does deal with pixels in certain cells, and cells can be subdivided into 2x4 panels. So you could have things that are offset. You could have characters kind of move through cells and panels. You could make this way more sophisticated. Yeah, perfect. We have that. Okay. So now let's add our character who is going to be at 50 plus 3 times 4. I'll just let the computer do my math for me. And 50 plus 3 times 4. All right, so I'd still need a translate function that would translate based on character size. But that's not bad. I mean, I'm thinking like you could do some really cool effects with that. Yeah, so there's the character. All right, so now that means we can then work on filling it. The bounding box is going to be, let me zoom in. So if this is 50, so that's basically 54, 54 down to there. So we're going to fill this in. We got a wall and we're going to fill this in. Okay. And then we got the character there. All right, so let's do let's use the tiles size minus 2. Okay, so then we do that, and we do my code is messed up somewhere. Why are you complaining? Okay, for some reason Vim is losing its shit. C++ is... Maybe I should code Rust. Vim is nice to Rust. Okay, so then what we want to do is let's draw and what's also interesting is because they have drawing primitives, you could sort of define maps in terms of irregular, right? You could literally have your maps be very like irregular walls and stuff that don't have the typical boxy shape. Then we need one more. I think we can go tiles 0 dot size minus 2. Super jank, but I think that'll get us like the inner box. And then we're just going to basically do plus, oh, this is going to be J. Okay, and then we've got I plus J, and those have to be times 4. I could probably do that times 4 up in the incrementer in the for loop, but I think I'll just do this. And then let's just draw, let's just do a period. Let's give it a color. Yellow. Let's see if that works. It would if I could code for shit. Yeah, something's messed up in my syntax. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, I formatted this wrong somehow. It would help if I closed this for loop. For some reason, it's not automatically indenting, which is... Oh, I know why. Vim doesn't understand the lambda syntax. It just loses its shit, so like auto indent stops working. It's like, what is this magic from 2017? Okay, so that worked. Kinda. Okay. Oh, but the X is 2 and the Y is 4. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's 2 by 4. Each cell is a 2 by 4 cell. Okay, cool. And then, that size must be wrong. And then Y is 50 way the hell over there. Oh, yeah. Hold up. So this should be 52. And that should be 54. I'm going to have to write some helper functions that basically just map coordinates for me. Okay, closer. Why are you the wrong length? Because I'm a dumbass, that's why. This... there, and this, there. Yes. There we go. We have a rogue map. Oh my god. It looks like a real game. Okay. So we got that. Let's throw in a little door, but I don't even know what to use for a door. There we go. Okay, so we got a kind of a basic map. Now the next thing is, this is more or less set up to do the Dijkstra algorithm, just to see how that would work. This is crazy ugly, but I think it's a start. Yeah, also, I need to figure out how to constrain canvas. Like, how do you get canvas to be the size of whatever that side box is? Because right now it's basically just all over the place. Alright, so we need character position and... yeah, cool. Alright, so let's do... no, actually, yeah, let's leave that. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this Dijkstra algorithm just to see what we're dealing with. This seemed like a pretty decent implementation here. It's in Python, so let me see. Interesting. It looks very simple. I mean, yeah, I think it's just a matter of translating that. Yeah, so figuring out how this maps to the map. Does it have a start location? Walls map, limit, okay. All right. Where do you indicate the starting point? Oh, weird. This is actually kind of useless. Because the point of the Dijkstra map is that... Where'd it go? So you need to be able to have like a starting point that the map goes out from. So this doesn't have like a coordinate for where to start, and how the hell does it know what to do? Where'd it go? There we go. Alright, we have a wall, we have input. Yeah, this is almost exactly what you want, except for... Alright, so let me go see how they use it. So I guess the grid is 0 and 1. And then when you map it, it's determining the distance. But that doesn't make any sense, because like... Oh, unless the wall. Yeah, so the wall ends up being a increase. So then the farther the distance it goes... So I guess you would just set 1 for every square except for where the player is at in this algorithm. Let's take a look. Let's see. Do an input like that. You give it a walls, and then it outputs Yeah, this doesn't seem like the best way to do this. I think you'd probably have to have... Yeah, because he's having it so that when you set a limit, so this is where a wall is. Yeah, I'd almost want walls to get set to something like infinity or something like that. I don't know. Instead of 0. Okay, cool. All right, so that would be the next phase, which is translate this Python implementation. All right, so they set up walls. Okay. Then level. Okay, yeah, we can study this project. This will be really cool. I thought it would be fun to kind of learn the algorithm by translating the Python code and getting the example to work in C++, and then boom. And then pretty much once you have a way to make a map and a way for characters to move around, and then you've got the Dijkstra map, so that way you can have enemies target the player, you've kind of got the beginning of it. So then after that, it's just a matter of like kind of, you know, starting of how do you have the game like start someone off, just make weapons. There's no like stats. Do people pick classes? I think for a start, I would just make you're a person and you pick up a weapon. You start off with like a butter knife or something. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it there and take a break, but I think at 10 o'clock tonight, I want to come back and work on this. Yeah, work on this a bit more. Probably clean up this monstrosity here. I may research level generation in rogue games, like how are people doing the making their little maps and stuff. But I'm also kind of curious about if I'm able to draw, if FTX UI is good enough at drawing like circles and like diagonal lines and stuff, then it's possible to just use it, and you can design levels that are not just like the classic kind of boxy thing. That might be too complex though. It might be like you do that and then you're pretty much screwed, right? You have to generate levels that are quite insane. Also, I may look up something other than Canvas to do this. If we're able to kind of draw text more reliably, then I'll do it with something else. But I do like the idea that, you know, you can kind of draw the map, draw the player, and then like, let's say you've got something where like you do an explosion or whatever, you could have like a circle go boom, kind of like nice real-time stuff. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I will see you again at 10. I'm actually very into this, so if anybody's here at 10, I would like to see it. Thank you very much.